John, how do you build a good team as an entrepreneur?
It's probably the greatest difficulty, I think, for any entrepreneur. Um, from my own experience, this is my third or fourth company that I've set up. The first company, I knew that we needed to get a really good team and we needed to get them quickly. So I went out and identified the types of position we needed to fill, and I personally approached those people, and we formed a company together. I was the CEO of the company, but there were 5 other major shareholders in the company, and that was a very, very difficult way to set up the company. The I learned a lot of lessons from doing that, and I did learn a lot of lessons the hard way. The second company, I wasn't CEO. I was a co-founder of the company. We had a CEO, but I knew what I needed to do to support him better, which was a very interesting position to be in. Some people would think, "Oh, you were the CEO, you're not anymore. It's a demotion." But actually, I think you work much better as a part of a management team if you've been a CEO or you've been a founder of a company previously, because you have the maturity to know what the team needs to get the job done. To get other people to buy into that and to understand that is actually quite difficult. So I think if you're going to set up a company and you're going to have partners involved in it from the start, I think it's essential that everybody has been involved in a previous company's success or failure, but they have that experience and they've got those war stripes. If you don't do that, you're letting yourself in for a serious difficulty. If you don't take that approach, the other approach is probably the more old-fashioned ways, that you set up a company yourself, you build it up, and as one Irish business owner said famously, equity is blood, and that's what we have with the Smurfits and the O'Reillys and the Dunns. It's the way business is done in Ireland. It's like you don't share the equity. I think you can do that, but if you do it, you have to set up the company yourself and suffer the pain of the startup and make the company successful before you start bringing in a lot of the senior people that you're going to need.
Do you think social media has an impact on the way you can build teams now?
Not really, to be honest. I don't. I think it's maybe helpful to identify people from a very early stage. So, for example, if you were going to set up a subsidiary in Australia or the US, you might start putting out feelers via social media to actually identify who those people are. But you're not going to establish a real relationship with them unless you know them for quite a period of time and you've actually sat down with them and done the time-honoured thing in the Irish way, had a couple of pints together. I don't think social media can replace that as a quick fix.